This one, they don't.
Hello again, everybody. It is the coach. You're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. We are just moments away from kickoff, and we've got a good one on tap between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Green Bay Packers. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
America's finest city on about as fine a Sunday afternoon as you're ever going to see. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and our home team. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Packer team as we enter play here. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And the way they played last week defensively, you look at the tape, it looks like they had extra guys on the field, and they thoroughly shut down that offense.
Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, they're hitting their stride of late, winners of 3 of their last 4. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here come the Bengals now to take over. They'll be led out by their quarterback from Central Florida. It's Blake Bortles.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well. Won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Let's go, let's go.
They'll run with a former Badger. It's Corey Clement. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. First drive for this offense today, and our first chance to get a look at Tyler Eifert.
And he's part of the new wave of tight ends in the NFL. They use them in every position, sometimes even by themselves as a wide receiver.
Second and 6, just inside the 30. Bortles to throw on 2nd down. Throw left side, taken in by Miller. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Here's carry number 1 for Jordan Howard. And he gets it down to the 32. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
This is Howard on 2nd down. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets him a new set of downs.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
They go play action here on first down. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. A very solid gain of 27.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Try to punch it in with Howard. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. Second and goal.
Inside. 319 Tanana.
He'll get it up the middle. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player as well as a physical specimen.
And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Looking at this situation, if you're at the 1, the 2, maybe you go for it. From here, you kick it.
I agree. I think you have to get points in this situation. 4th down, I don't chance it at all. I put the points on the board and go back and regroup.
So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here comes Blake Bortles now to lead his offense back out there. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
This is Clement, and he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. The numbers for him from a week ago: 17 carries, 57 yards, and a touchdown as well.
I was so glad you asked for a couple of offensive linemen to talk to before the game, because they told us that in last week's contest, everything was clicking. Didn't matter whether they were doing gap scheme, zone scheme, power, whatever it was working, and they expect more of the same in this game, although they're prepared for some adjustments by the defense they expect to see.
Now Bortles throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
380.
Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. And he's got Miller. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit, because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion.
380.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Bortles now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. They'll run with Clement. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. In on the stop, it was the UCF product, Shaquem Griffin.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
A run, it's Clement. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
From the gun on 3rd down, Bortles. Caught right side, it's Snead. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. And the first play will be a field goal try. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
A good run by Jordan Howard, and now another 1st and 10. On play action, Rodgers. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Hey! Jumbo! Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. On first down, they run with Howard. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Jumbo! Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Ebron with it over the middle. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. First and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Touchdown, Packers. In for the score. And the Packers are able to cash in for 6. And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete one like that, your confidence has to just go sky high. You just mentioned it. Tight window, zings it in there despite excellent coverage. Result, touchdown.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-3. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it ends with a Packers touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
A first chance in the red zone for the Bengals now. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. On the carry, here's Clement. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The tackle will be credited to Jake Ryan.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
They run a draw here on 2nd down. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Big Sheldon Rankins there to bring him down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. From the gun, it's Bortles. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And Gostkowski's kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jordan Howard and the rest of the offense heading back out there. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play caller.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
They'll give to Howard. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. On 3rd down. That's Grant. And he has the 1st down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
Hey, check 26.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football, but it looked like a Packer. Yeah, Packer was able to get this back, and they'll indeed keep possession.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Inside. Zoom. Where's 52? Watch 52.
Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. And throw right side complete to Parker. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
We are going. Zoom. Box it. Get 300.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Try to lay one up deep. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And they will get to this one and down it at the 13-yard line. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it. And we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
380.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. So we're at halftime here at Lambeau with the Packers taking the lead to the break. This one taken from the 7. And they'll have good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Again, it's Howard. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
The Packers on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. They'll run it now out of the gun. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They go with Howard again. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. It's Big Vince Williams who made the tackle. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on third down to keep the drive going. To throw on third down, Rodgers. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
Let's go, come on.
First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through, picking up the first.
Zoom. Box it. Hey, check 26.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And they'll go on the ground. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays.
Now he's hit, and Bortles fumbled. It's loose. But I think a Bengal player was able to get in there. He was. And they'll keep possession of the football. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Working from the gun, it's Bortles. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's fourth down. Here's Ryan Quigley now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. It'll be a 41-yard punt, give him 5 on the return. And it'll be Packer football here, first down and 10. On the NFL scoreboard elsewhere, third quarter down in Arizona. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. They'll begin the drive with Howard. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Tackle made by Whitney Merciless.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Now Rodgers throwing on second down. It's complete to Parker, left side. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Zoom. Next one.
On first and 10, here's Rodgers. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it down here to the 43. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. A couple of first downs has the football position at the 43 as they come up first and 10.
What a 50. Jumbo. Hey, check 26.
Rodgers now on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Here we go. 58.
They go counter with Howard. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
All right.
They'll try to run for it with Howard. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And that'll open the lead up to a touchdown now at 13-6. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Throwing on first down is Bortles. It's complete. It's Miller. Some fancy footwork, but not much room to operate. Just up. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Bengals. They've got the football, but they trail here as we get rolling in quarter number 4. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. Over the middle, that's caught by Miller. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And they'll run it here. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Bortles now on 1st down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 17 and a Cincinnati 1st down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. On 1st down, Bortles. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gibson. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one goes for 24 yards. Bortles going to come up here on 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Shotgun now for Bortles. Miller on the catch over the middle. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Now a play fake. Bortles. And that is incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. He needed 2. He only got 1. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. Now come the Packers for their next drive as we take a look at the playoff race in the NFC coming into the weekend. And they've now made 2 trips to the red zone and still looking for their first touchdown.
Not able to punch it in, and if you're on defense, your confidence is sky high. Because mentally, you're saying, hey, you're in the red zone. We're thinking we're giving up 3. We just want to give up 6. In this case, they end up not giving up the touchdown at all. They've got to feel great about what they got done.
Get reset. Hey, easy.
On the handoff, this is Howard. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Zone. Hey, 626.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. Flush to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Trey Hendrickson in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11.
Run right. Oko over here.
On play action. Now Rodgers. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very solid gain of 27.
Here we go. 58. Hey, where y'all going? Wide left.
On 1st down, Rodgers. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Preston Brown, the linebacker. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
This is brought in by Gibson, and he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
380.
Bortles to throw on 2nd down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Back to throw. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Bortles now 12 of 16 thus far. It's 1st and 10.
380.
He's back to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will. They'll look to throw. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. Instead, it's incomplete. Boy, that really could have turned this one upside down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Now they try the right side here. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Back to throw. And He's got his big tight end, Eifert, and it's a Bengal touchdown. Tyler Eifert, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for two here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Aaron Rodgers, he's getting ready to go again here on offense. And it was his interception on the last drive that wound up leading to a game-tying touchdown.
And somehow you can make this a positive, though. You know why? Game tied now, so you're not protecting a lead, so you're not playing that way. You got to go get the lead again, so maybe it loosens him up a little bit and allows him to go ahead and be a little more free in his play.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, give him 14. Back to throw, Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to let this go deep. Back over the middle. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the second quarter, he may very well run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
To throw is Rodgers. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on first and goal. On first and goal, Howard. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the fourth.
Well, any thoughts about overtime have ended at this juncture. That touchdown puts them up 6. I would imagine they'll kick the extra point now and rely on their defense.
Yeah, rely on their defense. So a little bit of time left on the clock here in the fourth, but they got to feel good now. Now the try here for the extra point. The extra point splits the uprights, and they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Getting set to go again, Blake Bortles marches back onto the field with his offense. This is something we've seen many times over the course of his career. Can he pull off another fourth quarter comeback?
And it's very strange, isn't it? Because when it's a player of this magnitude, even though the guys on defense have the lead and are sitting in the best spot, they're maybe the most nervous people in the stadium because they've seen this happen to too many people before, too many teams. They've got to find a way to shut him down.
Here we go again for the grizzled vet. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
Now you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ballgame. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's first and 10. He'll look to throw. That'll be complete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Well, Charles, they were close in the end, but they couldn't get that last play, that last little miracle play done. They were within striking distance, but couldn't find a way to score.
They definitely had hope. They definitely had opportunity. Just unable to cash in at the end. Not an easy play by any stretch, but they definitely had a chance.
So for the